Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're sifting through, well, an internal evaluation memo.
Yeah, this one's from Bain Nor's Projektteam department, dated May 2025.
And they were looking at a piece of software, Novorender, try to figure out if it could improve their workflow.
Exactly. We've got their internal one-pager here. Basically, they were testing the waters.
Checking the claims, functionality, user-friendliness, that sort of thing.
Right. Could it actually deliver what was promised for their projects?
Okay, so let's get into it. What was the overall vibe? The memo sounds pretty blunt.
Oh, it is. It states right off the bat that Novorender is, and I'm quoting here, not only useless, but also directly frustrating to use.
Wow. Okay, no easing into it then. Useless and frustrating.
Doesn't get much clearer than that, does it? Suggests some immediate, major roadblocks.
And they got more specific, right? Calling it half-finished, unstructured, and clumsy.
Yeah, half finished probably means, core bits missing.
Right. Not fully baked.
And unstructured, clumsy, sounds like a nightmare to navigate or actually use efficiently. Poor design, basically.
What about the benefits? The things Novorender was supposed to do?
Well, according to the memo, those claimed benefits were completely irrelevant or poorly implemented.
So either not useful for what Bain Nor actually does, or just badly executed features.
Seems like it. A real disconnect between the sales pitch and the reality on the ground for them.
And usability. User-friendliness.
Took a huge hit. The memo says almost non-existent.
Ouch. How did it stack up against the tools they were already using?
Badly. Far below par, and even simply unusable in practice. That comparison is pretty damning.
Yeah, if it's worse than what you've got, why switch?
Exactly. It's got to offer something better. This apparently didn't even meet the baseline.
They also mentioned it lacked basic functionality.
Right, and that the features it did have were so poorly implemented that they create more work than they solve problems.
So it actively made things harder.
Yeah.
Counterproductive.
Totally. Instead of saving time, it costs time. They use the phrase, like banging your head against a wall.
Yikes. Captures the frustration perfectly.
It really does.
So the bottom line seems to be, Novorender, in their view, was a failed solution without any practical use.
That's the core conclusion. No real advantages, no innovation, and no improvement in workflow.
Just the opposite, actually, leading to unnecessary wasted time and inefficiency.
Yeah, it's a stark reminder, isn't it, about the need for proper testing before you commit to new tech.
So what was the final recommendation in the memo?
Crystal clear. Stop wasting time on Novorender. It's simply not an alternative.
Stick with what works.
Yep. Stick with established tools that actually work and provide real value. They didn't just say it was unnecessary.
Let me guess.
They called it a direct obstacle to effective work.
A direct obstacle. That's about as negative as you can get for a work tool.
Pretty much sums up their entire experience, I think.
Okay, so wrapping up this deep dive, Bain Nor's internal look at Novorender found it wasn't just unhelpful, it was actively detrimental.
According to this memo, yeah, lacking basic functions, incredibly hard to use, and ultimately a hindrance.
What stands out is how quickly and decisively they seemed to reach that conclusion.
Right. It wasn't like, oh, maybe we need more training. The problem seemed fundamental from the get-go.
It really underscores how vital it is to properly vet new tools. Avoid adopting something that just causes headaches.
Definitely.
So here's something for you to think about. How do you ensure that the new technologies you bring in actually boost productivity instead of just becoming another source of frustration? What's your vetting process look like? Worth considering.